My name is Rachel Lucero. I'm in the film and video track, and my project is called Lasa and Legacy. It's a special series as part of the Sago Show. I was really drawn to Balay Kreative because the community of artists that Balay has cultivated here in the SOMA is really something that I wanted to be a part of. I've just kind of been in my kitchen with some pretty basic equipment, and I'm really lucky to be in this community of artists here in the SOMA. Being selected as one of the Creative Growth recipients, I was so overwhelmed with joy just because I felt it was a testament to everything that I had worked on so far. And as a creator, you have those moments of self-doubt. Am I getting my message across? Is this resonating with the audience? And I was really excited putting my project together, my proposal. When I got selected, I was just so excited that I was going to be able to bring these special Sago Show episodes to the community and get to feature stories from people that I've really admired in this community. I feel like it's really full circle because at the beginning of the Sago Show, I was like by myself in my apartment, and the Sago Show really started just in my kitchen. And now to bring it to the community, I think is really beautiful for the show. And on top of that, I really admire so many of the past recipients, so I feel super honored to be in this cohort. As part of the Creative Growth Program, I really want to be able to level up the Sago Show. I mentioned before that I'm really excited to work with the community. This is a really big turning point for Sago Show, bringing it from my kitchen into the community. I hope to do more events with the community as well and be able to really tell stories from the SOMA and from San Francisco. I wanted the Sago Show to be a way for people to learn how to cook a Filipino dish and also learn about our history. And I wanted anyone to be able to access that. Previously to living in the Bay Area, I lived in places where I didn't have access to a Filipino restaurant or even an Asian grocery store. And so it was in those times where I wanted to make adobo at home or wanted to make my favorite dishes. And so I hoped that my videos could help someone else learn how to cook and also learn about the history behind some of our favorite dishes. Specifically with Lasa and Legacy is that food can be a way for us to learn not only about ourselves and our culture, but also about the ways that Filipinos have resisted here and in the Philippines for generations. I want my viewers to also think about how they can be a part of that. There's so much activism going on in the San Francisco Bay Area, and Filipinos have been here resisting for generations. I think it's important for Filipino-Americans to see in our generation how we play into that too, and how we can fight for a better future. So I actually didn't get into cooking until I really moved out of my parents' house because all of a sudden I was cut off from all of my favorite Filipino foods and I had to figure out how to cook for myself. And starting out, I was a really bad cook. And so I don't really have any formal training in cooking or anything really like that, but I just practiced a lot. During the pandemic, when I was holed up in my apartment, that was the time when I really wanted to be able to cook Filipino food, and I would FaceTime my mom while I'm cooking. I would hold up my phone to whatever I was cooking and ask her for feedback while I was cooking. When I first started the Sago Show, it was really kind of just like a video diary of me experimenting in the kitchen and also learning about the stories behind different Filipino dishes. What I didn't realize was that there was so many other Filipino Americans out there who, like me, Filipino food was really like our first love for our culture and like the thing that we knew growing up. And I've had folks reach out to me and say that they've learned so much from the Sago Show and that they had no idea about the different stories that we've talked about on the Sago Show. I would say to aspiring young Filipino artists, just be authentic and create from the heart. And also don't be afraid to ask your family members for their stories too. I learned so much on the Sago Show talking to my mom and dad about things that they experienced, and now talking to folks in the community as well. So I'm excited to see a new generation. I hope that other artists will keep creating from the heart and telling our stories and putting them out there. I think it's important for Filipinos to create so that we can express our feelings and viewpoints about how the world is. Our art is also communicating to others our feelings, our traumas, our stories. And I say this on Sago Show all the time, that food doesn't exist in a vacuum, so art doesn't exist in a vacuum. That art allows us to speak our mind and express how we feel. Specifically for Filipinos out here in the diaspora, to express how we feel about what's going on in the world, especially because we are distanced from our homeland. So I think we have a really unique viewpoint and should express that through our art. With Lasa and Legacy, I want to focus on special stories of Filipino activism here in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's going to be a little different from the Sago Show. Usually the Sago Show is filmed just in my kitchen and recorded on my mic in my bedroom. But this time with Lasa and Legacy, we're going to be in the community and hearing interviews and stories as told by members of SOMA Pilipinas, folks that were at the forefront of Filipino activism in the last generation. You are out there and you feel like you're cooking Filipino food and you think, oh, this doesn't taste like what my family makes. It just takes practice. Usually the Sago Show is filmed just in my kitchen and recorded on my mic. So I'm really excited for Lasa and Legacy to bring the Sago Show to the SOMA Pilipinas community and for it to just not be my kitchen anymore.